embrace the fact that this is Game 7 and it's rare and unique in a different atmosphere? Do you want them to approach it like it's any other game?
No, yeah, this is special. Not many guys have been in a situation like this on our team, so to have this opportunity in front of you is a great learning experience. Going against the defending champs at home, I mean, there's a lot of things that coming into play tomorrow that these guys have not faced in their career, and they may never face in their career again. Who knows? So, yeah, this should be a lot of fun.
The fact that you get Game 7 at home and what we've seen what this arena can do and the atmosphere that it can be, that's kind of what the whole regular season was for, to get that top 4 seed, get that home court advantage, right?
Yeah, 100%. We feel like we have the best fans in the NBA, and to have their support, their energy, which is off the charts for Game 7 or any game at home, especially when we have home court advantages, is huge. And we know they're going to bring the juice tomorrow, so there's a lot of excitement, not only from the fans, obviously, and the organization, but by our guys, too.
Mike, is there any concern with Domas and his eye? I mean, you said the eye actually has swelling itself at this point.
Not that I'm aware of. Shannon, is there any concern with Domas's eye? Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. It was pretty puffy yesterday. It was swelled up pretty good.
Like, there was that viral clip, obviously, in training camp of "Turn on the Jets." When you were emphasizing that, did you think about, a potential playoff series where that might be an emphasis in a series like this?
I wasn't thinking. My son, my son tore his Achilles. I'm a lot older and fatter than he is. My Achilles are always sore. I don't know why. I got bad hamstrings. I don't know why it did. It just happened. But I wasn't thinking at all.
But in terms of all season long, you've talked about pushing the pace. Has that been sort of portending to something like this?
Yeah, I mean, because we wanted our guys to understand, hey, get down the floor, and you should want to do it every time. And this is how you do it. Well, sort of. This is how to do it. And I tried to get that point across, but I wasn't. It was every time I look at it, it was a bad move. I'm so lucky. I'm telling you, I'm so lucky and thankful that nothing serious happened to me.
I know there probably hasn't been much reflecting yet, just because you have so much going on ahead of you. But just when you look at just the turnaround that the Kings have had with you being the head coach and just the guys buying in, just how impressed are you with them, and have you seen anything like it?
I'm extremely impressed with our guys. They've competed all year. During this series, they've stayed pretty even-keeled the whole time, never getting too high, never getting too low. They've been able to adjust when they've needed to adjust, and we talked to them about doing different types of things out on the floor. So, every time we come across something new, they've stepped up to the plate, and I'm happy for them because they definitely deserve it with how hard they work. They've worked, and for me, this is I don't know if I guess when we were in Cleveland, we weren't a playoff team, and we made the playoffs my first year and did some special things, but. This is just a great group of guys, and that was a great group of guys too. But this is a great group of guys to be working with, and I'm excited for them. But the fan base also makes it that much more special.
You step into this series knowing one thing about this team, and then the games play out, and it kind of takes a life of its own. Is there much difference from stepping into Game 7 with this team, knowing what you've already been through, before going back into Game 1, where maybe you don't know what lies ahead?
With our team, or with
just I guess overall in the overall series itself, and just expectations from your team, expectations from their team.
Yeah, again, we haven't been in the situation, so it's. I think our guys are ready. I feel like our guys are going to compete at a high level and leave it out on the floor, but. We'll wait and see until tomorrow, and there's no doubt they've been Golden State's been through plenty of Game 7s. They've been through plenty of big situations. They're going to come out fighting. They're going to come out swinging, and their backs are against the wall. And a lot of times that's when people in general usually perform at their best, especially if they're competitive, and it's a competitive group, as we are too.
Coach, you mentioned walking off the floor last night. I think it was Luke that yelled, "Don't celebrate. We ain't done nothing yet." Is that the culture that you guys are trying to implement here? That maybe that you guys feel like you're playing like you've been here before?
I didn't. So I didn't hear Luke say that. So I don't know. But for sure, we want to make sure that we take it one game at a time. Now we need to feel good. It was a tough win. Our guys came to play. They played very hard, and you know, this is a sport, and so you got to have some fun, some joy with it, and you know, you got to feel good for some time afterwards. But then, you know, you got to come to a certain point where it's time to flip the switch and lock into the task that's about to approach. So um, I thought our guys did a good job. They were, you know, excited. They congratulated each other and all that. We did our defensive player of the game, Shane, and then you know, came in here and handled business like normal today.
Mike, with some of your new sort of points of emphasis led to different rotations in that last game. I'd imagine, like with Davion, it had a lot to do with shooting. But what was it with HB that led to you cutting that down a little bit?
You know, we just felt, you know, they were guarding Keegan a certain way, you know, and even Trey to a certain degree. But Trey has been really, really good on the offensive glass, and we got to try to continue to find minutes for him. We got to try to find minutes for TD, and that was part of it. You know, all of them can shoot. You know, but you're continuing to look for situations where the floor has to be spaced more, and then on top of that, we're fighting to get extra possessions, and it was, you know, it was more of a feel than anything else for what happened throughout the course of the game, because I thought Trey was playing at a pretty high level.
How do you,
Jordy has been interviewed for the Toronto Raptors job. I was wondering, you know, is he ready for a head coaching job, and why do you think that is, if he is ready?
No, for sure he's ready. This is, I think, his second interview, maybe his third. He's been around the league for a long time. Been a head coach on the G League level. He's, first of all, a fantastic human being, and he's got a great family. His wife Kelsey is terrific, and his two little kids. But on top of that, he's been through a lot, and you know, what he does for us is off the charts. And so you hope that's what, you know, as a head coach, you hope people that work with you get an opportunity to become a head coach or at least move up. And you know, I just think that being around him, seeing his preparation, seeing how he interacts with the players, and seeing his feel for the game on both sides of the ball. He's coached at a high level internationally too. He's definitely deserving.
how do you keep your team playing with that pace and that quickness up and down the floor, while understanding that in a game 7, guys could tend to tense up and maybe the game slows down a little bit?
We just keep telling them, hey, you got to go, you know, go, get it out. I mean, there's nothing really magical that I can say that will make them do it all the time. If they don't, I got to probably take a time out and talk to them, or if one guy's not doing it, maybe sub him and bring him out and talk to him about it. But we're going to, I mean, it's no secret. We've been saying it since before the playoffs that we got to play faster going into the playoffs, and our guys have bought into it. Luke, I think, said today that 4 of our 6 playoff games so far have been the highest paced playoff games in all of the playoffs. So we're doing a decent job of it, and we just got to see if we can continue to do it.
Coach, with that said, with that pace, have you seen a slowdown or fatigue with the Warriors?
You know, at times it looks like they may not want to run with us all the time, but they're a resilient team. They were the ones that invented the play fast, and so you know, I think they're more than capable of doing it.
Mike, you mentioned, you know, the game 7s the Warriors have played in the past. You were on that staff in the 2018 Western Conference Finals, game 7 against Houston. I'm just curious what you remember about that game and how that game went.
You know, those guys just have a resiliency to them, a sense of toughness, no matter if it's on the road or at home. There's a confidence level that you have just because of how locked in they are for the task in front of them. And so I can see it happening again. You know, tomorrow it's going to be tough. It's not going to be anything easy, you know, and we got to be able to withstand, you know, the first, second, third punch that's coming our way.
If you had to pick one, Coach, is tomorrow a game for the head or for the heart for the guys?
I'd say both. I mean, you can't just go in with your heart and forget about your game plan, and you can't just go in thinking that you're going to survive off the game plan. So it's a combination of both. You gotta come with your gut, your heart, and your head, and see if you can get the win.
Do you expect an atmosphere any different from 1 and 2?
Oh no, our fans are crazy, man. They're off the charts. I would hate to come in and play in this building with as loud as it is and how into the game they are. And like I said, I love it. You love an environment like this, and I've had friends that the game obviously is a fun game to watch, but they ask for tickets starting off with, man, I want to feel the energy. And, I can feel the energy through the TV, but to be in the building one time and feel that energy live, it's off the charts, And so, the fans are doing a lot of things right for people to be talking that way.
It's your crowd, but do you make any adjustments because of the noise on your bench?
No, we just got our guys got to play the game. They've been in front of them plenty enough to know how loud it's going to be.
What last night do for De'Aaron in particular, given the struggles he had maybe with his finger in Game 5?
You would have to ask him. Because he's always confident, and not everybody's not going to play at their highest level all the time. You're going to have some ups, you're going to have some downs. We still just want him to be aggressive, but he's not fazed by much. So I know I haven't even thought of that. That would be something you have to ask him.
Day by day, do you see him getting more comfortable with the splint?
Yeah. Just like any injury for anybody, you get more comfortable with the pain tolerance and the splint that's on and all that good stuff.
Coach. Good luck. Good luck. Some passive aggressive trends.